Hello and welcome to another episode of the Good Boxing Podcast with your host Josh Size, and I'm gonna jump right into this episode. First things first, I wanted to jump into a prediction video. I like these videos. I feel like they just flow off the top of my head very well, and I did research on both fighters. Now, the fight that I am talking about is the one that's coming up next week. You have Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. Now, I wish this fight truthfully happened many years ago. This had the potential to be a mega fight. And I know it doesn't have the same luster, skills wise and tactical approach from both guys wise, but fight is this fight is still major. The fight sold out in record time. And there's tremendous interest in this fight between Kell Brook and Amir Khan. I find myself in two worlds. If this fight took place when both guys were in their prime, I think Amir Khan gets sparked out by Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook is too strong. Amir Khan's speed wouldn't really bother him that much, and his footwork, I'm talking about Kell Brook, is, in my opinion, superior to Amir Khan. Amir Khan gets caught in between combinations, and every time someone stands their ground and punches with Khan, he gets knocked out. It happened with Danny Garcia. It happened with Bradis Prescott. It happened with Terrence Crawford. It's happened with Marcos Maidana, where he got dropped eventually when Maidana got his timing. So in their prime, I think Kell Brook beats Khan pretty easy. Yes, Khan has fast hand speed. Yes, he can move around and run around, but I don't think the hand speed differential is that high when they're both in their prime. I think Kell Brook's just a superior boxer, and timing, very good timing, beats speed. But we live in the world we live today, and both guys are coming off of bad performances. I mean, Kell Brook got knocked out by Terrence Crawford. And Amir Khan, if you want to really look at a true last performance, he quit against Terrence Crawford. So there's really not much to go off of. In that fight with Amir Khan, his feet and hands didn't really seem to sync. It seemed like Terrence Crawford had Amir Khan petrified from round one. His footwork was god awful. He never really got offense going. And the minute Terrence Crawford touched him and got to him, he got dropped in that first round. And that Amir Khan glass chin, everyone knows Amir Khan has a diaper soft chin. I mean, ice cream chin. I don't know what you want to call it, but I don't want to say glass because that's almost a compliment. Amir Khan doesn't have a chin. And I am having a hard time seeing anything that Amir Khan could really bring to the table other than, is Kell Brook washed up against Terrence Crawford in terms of boxing? He had more success in those first two rounds. He was landing some nice jabs. He was keeping his distance. And then eventually Crawford timed him with a nice right hook from the southpaw position, kind of like a right jab, and, shut down the kid. Kell Brook didn't have his trainer. He switched trainers, went to Carlos Formento. I don't know who he's training with now. I haven't really seen much from social about this fight, but I know it did sell well. So in the clips that I did see, I still want to favor Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook is by far the more devastating puncher. I think Amir Khan switching trainers again to Bomac, the guy that was in charge of Terrence Crawford. Sure, maybe he could give him an insight into something where Crawford knew the liabilities of Kell Brook, but I don't think so. I don't think Amir Khan is Kell Brook. I don't think Amir Khan is Amir Khan isn't Terrence Crawford. Point blank, period. Amir Khan is a shot fighter. I think he only took this fight because he knows this is the fight that generates the most income. And I don't think he's ever wanted to fight Kell Brook. And I think in this fight, Kell Brook is going to stop Amir Khan and win. I hate picking predictions, KO, TKO, but in this one, I do think Amir Khan is going to get stopped. And I don't think it's going to be to the face. I think it's going to be to the body. I think Kell Brook is going to break him down, hit him with something, and eventually stop him. I am excited. If I'm wrong, I don't really have that much invested in this fight. Both guys are over the hill, but I am excited for boxing and this fight. It's a massive matchup for the UK that people have wondered throughout the years, but we got it. And sometimes you have to take what you get versus what you would want. And Amir Khan's in trouble. I think Kell Brook is going to beat him up nicely. So that's the episode for today. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm wrong? What is your prediction? Comment down below. Again, if you're listening on Spotify, feel free to leave a review, rate, and follow. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, comment. And if you're on IG, continue to support the movement. We're almost at 3,500 followers at Good Boxing Podcast. Thank you so much and be well.